Hi there! I'm Liza from Crafty Creations. I see things online and I want to make them. We are in episode 3 of Sewing My Pinterest Board, and it's finally time to sew the dress that didn't make the poll last time. And I think it might be my most romantic one yet. I've had these two dresses saved on my Pinterest board for quite a while, and after doing a reverse image search, I found out they're actually both made by the same person. And she is the incredible, talented Melanistic, I hope I said it correct, on Instagram. And even better, the dress is actually available as a sewing pattern, so no draping, no guessing, no figuring out what the construction is like. Great. The pattern is called the Ella dress by Silversaga, and I will link it in the description. You can buy it either on her website or on Etsy for the hefty price of 25 euros. I actually have never paid that much for a sewing pattern, and I consider it a quite high price. I usually buy patterns in the range between 10 and 15 euros, which I think is more normal, but maybe I was just lucky before and that's a normal price as well. Honestly, the price really made me reconsider if I should get the pattern or if I should just try to make it myself. But after looking at the construction and at the pattern pieces, I figured that it's just a little bit more complicated to achieve this pretty neckline and all, that I just didn't want to fumble around with it myself. So I bought it. And let me tell you, expectations are high now. What I really love about this dress is this very feminine and romantic silhouette, especially how it fits around the bust. It's so pretty. You can choose between either long or short sleeves, and also if you want a bias binding neckline or a drawstring neckline. I will definitely make the short sleeve version as well as the short skirt version, but I haven't fully decided on whether I want puffed or fluttery sleeves. So we will see about that. But for now, let's start sewing. Let's take a look at the pattern pieces, because this is actually such an interesting construction that I have never really seen before. Oh, no, that's not true. I've actually once sewn like an historical undergarment with a similar construction, but still very different. At first I was like, what part is the bodice? What is the sleeve? What in the hell is going on here? So this is the back actually. This is the back and this is the sleeve. And here it's also the sleeve, and this is like the front bodice part. Very, very interesting. So I will end up sewing these two together. This will be the sleeve and the neckline. And then we have a lower sleeve, which we will, wait a second. I don't know where to put the lower sleeve yet, actually. I think it's like this, maybe. No, it's all too long. I don't know, I have to check, but I definitely know for sure this is gonna go on the side, which is also like very weirdly long, but okay. Yeah, it's not easy. It's fairly complicated, I would say. Very interesting construction, and I'm excited to do it. And I'm gonna try to follow the instruction as best as possible, because I don't wanna mess this beautiful dress up. So let's start with shortening the skirt. I would have liked to save some paper and not have to glue all these together, but there is no line for a short skirt in the pattern, so I have to measure from the hem, and that's a bit annoying actually. So we have the front piece here with the top center front, and then I just looked and I've kind of decided I want the skirt to go up until here. So let's measure that from the hem and then go all the way around. That's a good, let's say 48 centimeters. I hope this works. I'm not sure actually, but this is how I do it on like other skirts. I'm gonna be really mad if this doesn't work. But it should, right? Such a waste of paper, really. But the long version is just too long for me. And let's take a look at it in the mirror, just to make sure. Okay, I'm trying to show you now because that didn't really work, and I don't know why. I don't know if the solution is obvious and I'm just too stupid to see it. But I'm holding it like this. This is straight, right? And this goes here. And I hope you can see the line. But right now it looks like it's going up in the back. And that's not supposed to happen, right? So I don't know. I have to make up a line that's longer than what I want the dress to be, and then just probably do the hem later on when the dress is finished. And that bothers me actually a lot because this pattern costs 23 euros. And I think it's a lot of money for a pattern, like that's way more than I usually spend, only because I heard such great things about it. And now I'm having problems shortening the skirt. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Is the solution obvious here? I don't know, I'll have to keep trying. Okay, I've tried to mark like a point here where I think the skirt should go, approximately. And then I'm just gonna do it a whole lot longer than that and hope for the best. Let's go with this line. This is like not good. This is not off to a good start. Let's talk about fabrics. I was very, very indecisive on what color to choose because both are just so pretty. They are the exact same pattern, just in a beautiful, like light red, I would say. Almost like a salmon color. And then we have this blue that goes a bit in jeans direction. And I just couldn't decide which color to take. So I made an Instagram poll asking my people what they would choose. And blue won by one vote. Second came just do both, which I'm also very inclined to do. And then third was the red one. So now normally you would think if she made a poll, she's gonna take what most people wanted. But actually the poll showed me that with every vote that went to blue, I was kind of disappointed that it didn't go to red. Because I kind of actually would have liked red to win the race. And that only showed me I want to do red. Or both. So I'm gonna start with red. And if this turns out to be like a good fitting, nice dress, I'm gonna do it in blue as well. That's the plan. Let's show you the fabric a little bit more in detail. It feels like a cotton viscose blend. Not super drapey, but not super thick. It might even be see-through, I have to check. Because I don't really want to do a lining, but we will see. I think I bought 2 meters. Maybe it looks a bit like almost 2.5 meters. Wait a second, I never buy 2.5 meters. No, it's 2 meters. Yes. Trying not to get into the microphone. I really love it. I think it's so, so pretty. It's something I don't have in my closet yet. I don't really have a lot of red-ish clothes. Yeah, I'm excited. And I also think even though it's not super drapey, it will be enough for the dress to have a nice drape. We will see. So the first thing we're going to start with is stay stitching, which I have actually never done before, so that's interesting. It's supposed to, like the name says, keep the parts that are cut on the bias in the same place. So we're gonna do this around the skirt at the front piece because the grain line was like this, so this is cut on the bias. And then on the sleeve from the back piece. So let's start with that, and then after I can serge all the edges because I think this is a little bit too frizzy. So let's do that. So this part is done, and as you can see I didn't serge the neckline. This is because the neckline is less seam allowance and I don't want to mess with it. Also there's going to be bias taping all around, so we don't have to do that. Now we are gonna secure these edges with some interfacing, but first we're gonna put some markings where the 1 centimeter is, or was supposed to be before I serged a bit off. Yeah, something like this. This worked absolutely great actually. I love it. Now it is secured for when we have to cut in there later and sew over it. Now let's repeat that for the other pieces. This part is done and we can finally start sewing. It always takes such a long time up to this point. So I'm happy we can finally sew. And what we're gonna do first is sewing the shoulder seams. So now this is the back, so this is one shoulder, and then this is the front part to it, so these two should go together. It's really not like visible at first sight because of the pattern pieces, but I got it. So these two go together, which are not even the same length. That's already a good start. And then these two. Let's go. That is finished as well, and now we can go on to doing the side bodice and lower sleeve. And I'm especially excited about these because I have no idea how they're gonna fit in here because they look so much longer. Like, I'm starting to think I had some printing issues because this seam already doesn't match. This seam looks like it's not gonna match, but I checked the box and it was perfect, so it couldn't be that it was the printer. Anyway, let's hope for the best and start doing this. I already marked like my top for these two, and then we have the side bodice piece. And now we're supposed to... Was this the same? Pretty much, yeah. This way and this way. Okay, let's put this away for a better view. Sew these together. Such a tiny piece if you don't make the long sleeves, honestly. But it's cute. At least these seams match. So, alright, now we are supposed to put them in between this sleeve. And that's like, how is this supposed to work? I don't get it. This is not matching and kind of annoys me a lot because this pattern was so expensive. Okay, let's just do it. So this is, I already forgot it. Which part is the front? Looks like the longer part is the back. Okay. Just gonna put in a needle in here because I'm gonna forget. So it's supposed to go like this. Okay. So if this seam is supposed to be like right here in the middle, which I think it is, I can't start where I'm supposed to start, and then I have to start from the middle. This is not going to be fun to sew, I'm telling you. Okay. Let's go for it. This part is done, and it was actually really, really fiddly. I don't enjoy these kinds of curves and edges. And then also it's not matching at several points, so that's not exactly great. But I hope it doesn't do the whole dress harm in the end, so we'll just continue. I'm just happy that I didn't accidentally gathered any fabric in the seam that's not supposed to be gathered, right? The next part is sewing together the skirt panels. So I will do that, and then we're gonna gather the top. So I'm excited for that because I think that really gives the dress the look. The skirt pieces are put together now, and I've also gathered the top part. There are measurements in the pattern for each size, which I think is nice, but I still kept the endings open just in case. And now we're gonna attach the top to the skirt, and then we can work with the gathering and see if it really fits and do the first try on. I'm excited. I almost forgot the lining, so let's add this as well. I hope I can get here and have like an invisible seam in a way, like a sandwich piece, without messing with the V in the front. We will see about that. I think one side worked already pretty good. It was a bit fiddly to not sew these into the skirt. This worked out nice. I think the first corner worked out great as well. Oh, well, this is not supposed to happen, so I have to go over this again. And then the second part is gonna be really hard, I think. This is gonna not be so easy. But yeah, let's fix that and then come back to do the fiddly second part. I think everything considered, this turned out pretty good. Like, it was really not easy with the lining. I think this would have been a lot easier if you just had one piece of fabric. But yeah, considering it turned out pretty good. I can live with that. And now we actually have something that we can try on and see where the gathering leads us. So let's do that and have a look. Okay, she really didn't exaggerate when she wrote in her pattern that the neckline is very deep, and pay attention if you want not as much cleavage. But anyway, I thought it can't be that much, it's gonna be fine. This is the state now. I think the fit overall is okay. I would prefer it like a little bit more, but it is really hard to pull while the back is open. But I think as soon as this is like connected a little bit more, I don't have that much cleavage anymore. Yeah, with the back, I think it works as well. But it's hard to do the gathering at the top without the zipper and all that. So I'm gonna do the zipper first and then see what it, do the zipper first and then see what it sits like, and ask my boyfriend for help with the gathering in the back. And then I think we can fully pay attention to the front. Right now I'm only pulling the shoulder seam too much to the front, and that's not very good. So yeah, that's the first try on. And look at the skirt. The skirt is really funny actually. I made way too long in the back and now it's short in the front. But that's okay, I want the length from the front, so I will just make it straight later on. Okay, it's the next day, and actually looking back at the video, I didn't think it was that much cleavage after all. Maybe it's because I've been wearing sweaters for like 7 or 8 months that I'm just not used to it anymore, having that much freedom around the bust. But yeah, looking at the video, it didn't look that bad, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I put in the zipper. As you can see, I messed it up, sadly. It's not perfect. I almost hit the middle, but it didn't work completely. This part is nice, but that's about it. And then it's also not matching at the top, which is actually really annoying because now I have to go back down to like here and then, I don't know, cut the zipper or fold it or I don't know what when I do the binding. It's a bit annoying, but I don't want to open it again. So let's just leave it like this. And then I just put a knot in the back and kind of plait with the gathering in the front and the back. I'm just trying to space out the gathering a bit more evenly, and then we can attach the binding, which I'm actually very nervous about. I'm a very lazy bias cutter. I never really cut it on the bias. I know I should. I usually just rip a stripe out of the fabric because that way I know it's definitely the same width the whole time. And I also made it a bit wider than she wanted it. And then I just printed out this piece that would be important for the front V and kind of just transferred the shape here. So let's do the bias binding, and we're gonna start with sewing these together. Very, very interesting. This looks something like that now, and now we're gonna trim the seam allowance before we carefully turn it. Okay, something like this. And now I'm a bit clueless. That's not it. What am I doing? What am I supposed to do now? I have to check. This is now where the magic happens. So you sewn it like this, turned it inside out, and now you're gonna open it and kind of with this corner go to the middle, and you can kind of already see how we get that V shape down there. And then you're gonna press it nicely, something like this, and you're gonna repeat that with the other side so that you have a second little V, and it's gonna be really complicated, but it should look nice in the end. And then we're probably going to fold it something like this. You see where we're going? This is, oops, this is pretty cool. So let's press it nicely and hope for the best. Okay, this turned out so nice actually. Once it's pressed, I'm impressed. Okay, let's try to get this on here. And I think it's gonna be very, very fiddly. I think the V part is the hardest. Yeah, I think we're off to a good start. This wasn't actually as hard as I thought it would be, which is very nice. So I was happy about that. I think it turned out good. We will see when I sew. The only fiddly part was with the zipper. This side was fairly easy. Kind of just folded it in there, hiding the top of the zipper. But then this side was too long, remember? And I had to kind of fold a little bit more fabric there, but I think I did a good job. We will see after I sewed it on. So let's do that. This worked out so nice. I love it. The inside of the zipper is a bit off, but we don't care about that. We could actually attach a hook and eye here, but I think the space is not really that big, so I'm just gonna leave it. I don't mind it. And now we're obviously gonna unpick these gathering stitches to make it look pretty. So let's do that. Let's attach the tie. I've actually prepared it already. And let's see, is this the middle? Yeah, pretty much. And normally you're supposed to like sew it on directly on this V, but I'm not gonna do that because I want to cheat a little bit. I'm just gonna secure it here because I still find the cleavage a little bit too much. I would prefer it a little bit more closed. So I'm gonna try and sew on like right here on each side so that when I tie it, it kind of pulls it a bit more together. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Actually, I could use it just like this. So yeah, that's my plan. Let's hope it works. That worked very well actually. I had to go up a little bit higher than I wanted to, but now it's closer together. This part you don't really see because the tie is in the front. And yeah, I think that was a good choice because it's just too much cleavage. So I sewed it on up here instead of here. And now I'm just gonna hide this because this is standing off weirdly and just kind of sew it on to the other side as well. And then we're done with this. Very nice. And then we can do the hem for the sleeves. I decided to not put an elastic in there. Maybe I'm gonna do it in another dress, but not in this one. I think this looks great with the fluffiness. And then we can do the hem of the skirt. Alright, the red dress is finished and it looks so pretty. Honestly, I can't wait to show you. But before I show you, I've decided to make the blue one as well. And no worries, I won't show you the whole process again, just a little clip on how I adjusted the neckline to be a little more modest, and then you get to see the full reveal. Overall, I really love how they turned out. They are both very pretty and I can't wait to wear them. But I had trouble on both the necklines with the dresses, and I don't think a beginner could easily work with this. Or maybe it's a cup size issue. I don't know really, but I think for that price I really expected something to fit a bit more perfectly and maybe be a little bit more easy to work with. Also, I will take out the elastic in the blue dress sleeves because I don't like the look at all and I prefer the fluttery sleeve. But I wanted to show you what it looked like anyway. That's all for today, and stay tuned for the next episode because I will sew this absolute stunning corset dress for my birthday. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it, and thank you for watching. I will see you soon.